Hi YouTube family. Today I want to talk about a really interesting question. And the question is, does the narcissist get worse with each new supply? And that came out in one of my viewers' comments to another viewer who I thought was pretty observant to say that their perspective was that the narcissist got worse with each new supply, or the next person and the next person. And I think there's really something to that, because as I've watched some of the crime videos, I know I'm one of these people who, I watch a lot of crime videos. But one of the videos I watched was about a pilot. Oh, it was just so awful. He, I forget where he lived, but he had a home with a wife, and I'm not sure if they mentioned he had kids, but definitely he was married, and I think he was in the military, retired from the military, maybe? I'm not even sure. I think he was still flying for the military, possibly. But he had another house that he kept in a town that he often would end up at for his work. And in that town, he stalked the women in his neighborhood and abducted them. Or no, I don't think he abducted them. Actually, I guess he did. He would attack them in their own house. Like, he would just walk in because they left their back door unlocked or something. And they would live only just a few houses from him. And they never caught this guy until after, I think, I think it's his fourth victim. But the first couple of victims that he had, he didn't kill. He abused them, and I don't want to get into all the details because it's pretty awful. And then he allowed them to live. But then, as he progressed onto the next one and the next one, it got worse and worse. And I noticed this, until he ended up killing the last couple of them. Now, I think I've seen this again and again in all these murder crime shows where they don't start off murdering the very first person they victimize. They abuse them, or they manipulate them, or it's like they try out their boundaries. They push the envelope, and they to see how much they can control and how much they can get away with. So I'm wondering if this also applies to the romantic relationships of a narcissist. And I think the answer is absolutely yes, because I don't think the narcissist starts off knowing how to do all their manipulations and knowing the power that they have over people immediately. I think it builds. I think it's sort of like a self-education or a course that they give themselves, where they learn with each new supply how to handle the next one even more, or how to manipulate the next one even more. They learn to perfect their mask. They learn how to hide their narcissism even more from the next supply. So I think that it is so scary, actually, to even consider what number you are in their lineup. Oh my gosh, can you imagine the next one and the next one, how much more horrendous it must be inside that house with them, that this person is going to think they're going absolutely insane because the narcissist has figured out how to gaslight even better. They've learned, new tricks, and they want to try out new tricks to see how this person's going to react. It's almost become a game for them, where they just want to, they're almost like they study people. They're almost, psychologist wannabes in a way, although they're not helpful, of course, but they are intrigued with the psychology of people. They want to see what makes us tick, right? What makes us jump, what makes us fall, what makes us move. So that is a very hard focus for the narcissist. They will focus on that. They want to be able to control people and manipulate them and get them to do what they want. And story after story, when I talk to people who have narcissists in their life, it's interesting because I'm finding more and more about people who have family members who are narcissists, and how those family members have tried controlling them pretty much all of their life. And it gets to the point where their family members have to be cut out. So I've heard this multiple times, and from my viewers as well. So, for me, I have cut out some people in my life. Not really intentionally. It's been kind of fortunate because I've moved a lot of times, and each time I kind of move a little farther and farther distance-wise, right, from the narcissists in my life. So I end up not having really to interact with them or see them. So I've been really fortunate in that way. But back to our point, I do think that the narcissist gets worse as far as towards their supply. I think that they become more grandiose because it's, what's really interesting to me also is to hear from people who tell me about how the new supply is getting everything they've always wanted. Well, there you go. There's more evidence to show that the narcissist does improve their game. It is a game. They're improving their craft, and that's what they're doing. They are working out new tactics and bolder tactics and more grandiose tactics on their new supply, and they want to put on a bigger show for people who are watching. So they're thinking, oh, you thought I was romantic with you. Wait till you see how romantic I'm going to be with this new supply. And they go all out, right? It's just incredible. And you think, well, what the heck? How come they weren't that good with me? Well, because they were still learning that part with you. It wasn't because this new supply is so much more inspiring to them. It's that they picked up new tactics while they were with you. And so when they're with the next person, they're going to try those new tactics out right away and at the beginning, the things that worked, right? So, and also the things that they crafted, the skills that they crafted while they were with you, they perfected while they were with you, or they were able to see what they should do or what they shouldn't do, what didn't work, and so they fix it and tweak it until they know this is how it's going to work better. So when we look at the new supply and we see the narcissist with them, our instinct is to think, oh my gosh, the narcissist has finally become a better person. Look at how much more loving they are with this new supply. Look at how much more they're doing with the new supply. Or if they go back to their ex, they drop you and they go back to their ex. Well, it's because their ex is still under their spell, and they know they're still able to control this ex, and this ex is living in complete, utter fantasy world and can't see the real narcissist. And the narcissist knows, like, oh, well, let me try this on you. And in a way, it's like they're trying to see what it's like to go back to someone they've already used and see if they can re-manipulate them. So it's so crazy. It's like an experiment for them to go in and just see how much damage they can do, how much they can control, how much bigger they can go in the new or the next relationship that they're in. So I'd like to hear from you, to hear if you've had this experience as well. And I'm thinking you probably have. You're probably not aware if you have not seen the part where the new supply gets the same gets the same experience or treatment that you got. So it will happen. It's gonna get there. Right now they're getting the bigger show. So don't be jealous. Know that the bigger show is just that. It's a show. It's not that the narcissist has suddenly become a deeper, more romantic, more empathetic, more caring person. They just learn now how to go bigger in what they're doing. And it's really, anyway, it's just really gross. It's disgusting. It's sickening. And especially if it leads to incredible abuse, that's physical abuse, mental abuse. It just goes beyond what you can even imagine when you are with the narcissist. You won't even understand, like, how the heck could they have gotten that much worse? If you were able to look into their life, and actually knowing at least one of the narcissists in my life, he had gotten so much worse with age, like so much more abusive, gotten weaker because, his body's getting weaker, but just his abusive, acerbic, just acidic, he's so horrible. You don't want to be around that. As they age, they become those nasty, horrible, mean people. Or if boundaries are put up and you don't have to be around them very much, they're fine in small doses. And then you leave. So anyway, count yourself lucky if you got away. Don't look back and think that the narcissist has gotten better. Know that they've crafted their skill to a new level. And you do not want to be there. You escaped from Crazytown. Now you stay out of Crazytown. That would be my advice. Don't look back fondly at any of this. So, YouTube family, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something. And if you did, please subscribe. Please like and comment. I'd love to hear about your experience. I wish you lots of love and joy and wholeness.